Yes guys, I know. Another video about artillery.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Trust me. This one's worth your time.
Critical hit. We're dead for. Everyone get out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Celtic Files. Today I am showing you a game that my trusted platoon mate Eddy has sent in. We're on Fishing Bay, and Eddy drives his scumbag SPG, the American M40/M43. It is a Tier 8 fight, and the M40 is also Tier 8. The high explosive ammunition has about 100 millimeters of penetration, and a whopping 1850 maximum damage. Provided his shots don't miss, and penetrate the target, he can rain death and destruction from above. Or, he can ignore a shitty game, where not a single shell goes when he aims it. Let's just say that in this game, his shots often hit, and you're about to witness how overpowered an arty in this kind of match can be. So let the carnage begin. A T-34-3 has been spotted in the center of the map. The T-34 has strong turret armor, but the rest is pretty bad indeed. The armor on top of the tank is only 30 millimeters thick. And just in case you're wondering what happens to a T-34 if he gets hit by a shell from the M40, you are about to find out. I'd say that's back to the garage, friend. One shot kill, and 1300 damage in the bag. Now Eddy has found his next potential target, but this time it's not a weakly armor tank by any stretch. That's right guys. It's a Super Pershing, which is infamous for his troll armor. Equipped with lots of spaced armor, it is a tough nut to crack, unless you know where to aim at. But there's a catch. Just check the armor values of the top of the turret, and the rear engine deck. It's only 25 millimeters. If Eddy's scumbag shell lands there, I fear the worst for the Super Pershing. Meanwhile, Eddy has reloaded, and we'll see if he can crack that Super Pershing or not. Friend, you are really not in a safe position there. Shells away.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Are you kidding me? 1500 hit points have just evaporated in an instant. Let's see if we can find out exactly where the arty shell hit the Super Pershing. I am going to run this in super slow motion. There's the hit, and we can see the shell tracer. Let's overlay the tank and see where the shell hit the target. Yep, I would say it penetrated the top of the turret and did full damage, annihilating that Super Pershing. His driver probably went like, what the fuck was that? Back to the game. Eddy is looking for another target, and it just so happens that there is one right in the open. The British Cromwell is a very fine medium tank, extremely agile, but it has no armor to speak of. It's just the kind of tank you want to be shooting at with high-tier SPG, especially if you're a scumbag like Eddy. I mean, naturally you go for a Tier 6 medium and a Tier 8 SPG. You gotta have those priorities straight. Let's see what he can do.
That was close.
He only splashed him, but he still did 260 damage to him, and probably killed half of the crew in the process. Did you notice something else, guys? That was the third shot that went exactly where he aimed it. I mean, all three shots were bang on target. The aiming circle may have been big, but all the shells hit at the center of the aiming circle. Anyways, let's skip forward a bit. Eddy is pre-aiming at the last known location of a T-28 prototype, and we are with a KV-5 in our team. He ended up playing a very good game indeed. There is the T-28 spotted again, and Eddy is taking a shot.
Critical hit.
Another super accurate shot. Despite the fact that it did not penetrate, the shell still did 400 damage. And while the 110 completely rushes his shot, our KV-5 secures the kill on the prototype. Looks like the 110 is going to have another go. Our KV-5 bounces, but so does the return shot of the 110, who was getting absolutely hammered by our T-69. The KV-5 follows up with a good hit at the 110, but suddenly there is a low V right behind him. He fires, and misses. Eddy is now reloaded, and in a position to attack the low V. Yes. That's the shot. Oh no, the shell goes high just as the Lovey starts moving forward. And now it's our T-44, who was on very low health, against the Lovey. He scores a good hit before the Lovey takes him out. Meanwhile, the 110's losing battle is finally coming to an end. 3 against 1, and the only reason he is still alive is that our T-69 has not finished his reload yet. Aw. Looks like he did reload in time to ninja the kill. As the KV-5 scores another good hit, we are switching back to Eddy's view. While he's aiming at the Tiger II, he suddenly notices a Panther II, who was camping hard at his base. So I think Eddy must be thinking right now that someone who has been sitting at his base for 7 minutes isn't likely to move away in the next 15 seconds. Let's find out whether or not he is right.
Got him.
LOL. That Panther II just got one-shotted. But while this was happening, the KV-5 closed in on the Tiger II. He scores a hit, but now take a look at the E-25. LOL. What on earth was he thinking? Trying to ram a Tier 8 heavy? How did that work out for you? Just look at that KV-5. That guy has not been taking any prisoners. Killed secured on this Tiger II, but there was still that Lovey. T-69 against Cromwell, you know how that is going to end. Oh, there is that Lovey again. That poor guy, he finally scores a good hit. When all is said and done, the Lovey walks away with just 450 damage done. It's not for the lack of trying either, his big problem was that he ran into the KV-5. Watch this. Our KV-5 drives out, angles his armor, the Lovey bounces, but the KV-5 scores a hit. Eddy tracks the Lovey, effectively sealing his fate, since the T-69 is now in position and will take the Lovey down. Sorry guys that I cannot show you the rest of the engagement, but Eddy moved his view, and makes these tanks disappear. But you can see that the T-69 indeed gets the kill on the Lovey, right before the enemy's M40 SPG takes him out. Eddy now focuses on the western part of the map, where we have an S1, a T-32 and an ISU-152 facing off against an enemy Jag Tiger 88, STA-1, and a Jag Panther II. I must say, at this point I am not sure about Eddy's chances here, because the S1 seems a bit out of position, and the T-32, well, let's just say that what he has done so far in this game hasn't been entirely confidence-inspiring. And our KV-5 is still ways away, and it'll take him quite a while before he can be effective again. Eddy takes a shot at the JT-88, but his shot goes a bit wide, and the JT-88's armor is strong enough to prevent any splash damage. And now we can witness how the T-32 defends himself, or not, against the JT-88. The JT-88 plays this textbook style perfect. He keeps the T-32 tracked, and with his rapid-fire gun, he takes the T-32 apart, bit by bit. The T-32 can only hit the superstructure of the JT-88, and it ain't going to work. Finally, the T-32 has managed to get his tracks back up, and now he does the right thing and tries to get around the side of the JT-88. But by now, Eddy has reloaded, and watch what happens next. LOL. Let's see that again. He takes out the full health JT-88 in one shot, and the splash damage also manages to do some 240 damage to the T-32, almost killing him in the process. If I wasn't some cartoon character, devoid of any emotion, I'd be laughing my ass off. That was absolutely hilarious. The T-32 is in trouble again. Clearly the STA-1 wants to get an easy kill. But it's the T-32 that scores a hit, while the STA bounces. But surely the STA has him now. He misses, and the T-32 gets him again. Another bad shot by the STA-1. How in the name of all that's holy can you not kill him? Now apologies that I cannot show you how this ended, but the replay somehow bugged out. The STA-1 did get the T-32, only to die an instant later from a shot of the ISU. Eddy in the meantime is moving into a better position. He is aiming at the last known position of the Jag Panther II. He sees the KV-5 approaching and expects that the JP-2 will get spotted momentarily. But surprise surprise, the Jag Panther is engaging the ISU. Nice shot by the ISU, the JP2 just lost 780 hit points. But despite that, he is still going after the ISU. Eddy takes a shot, born out of desperation. Only halfway through the aiming cycle, his shell misses by about 3.5 miles. But the JP2 gets one into the ISU. He's playing it very clever, that JP. He knows that Eddy has just fired, and he also knows that his teammate, also in an M40 SPG, can take the ISU out. So all the JP2 does is keeping the ISU lit. Eddy is still reloading. At this point, the JP2 is breaking contact. He knows that Eddy is about to fire at him, so he wants to disappear from the minimap. There. Perfectly timed, not a moment too soon. Eddy does not risk the shot, and that was a good call in my opinion. The ISU was changing position. He is trying to get a different angle on the JP2. And thank God, the KV-5 has finally arrived. The cavalry is here. But what is the Jag Panther? Oh my word. He's right behind the ISU. What a brilliant play. He blows the ISU's tracks off, but the ISU uses a repair kit. Now it's Eddy's turn. Say goodnight, sweetheart. What? Not even splash damage. Eddy is out of HE shells, and unless he scores a direct hit, he won't do any damage. So let's look at the tactical situation. The KV-5 is about to fire at the SPG, which has taken aim at the ISU. The ISU also has the JP2 breathing down his neck. Let's find out how this Mexican standoff plays out. SPG kills the ISU, and KV-5 kills the SPG. And now it's KV-5 versus JP2. The KV-5 can take one hit, but not more. This is for the win. Unbelievable. Holy Mother of God. Let's see that again in slow motion. The JP2 scores a solid hit at the KV-5, probably with shooting gold, which is what I would have done in his position. Now he tries to get away from the KV-5 into cover, but the KV-5 blows his tracks off, and Eddy finishes him off. What a dramatic end to an absolutely fantastic game. Let's take a brief look at the post-battle results. Ace tanked for Eddy. Surely not a shock to any of you. More than 4,000 XP for the triple on a non-premium account. And goodness me, just look at the devastation he has caused to all these tanks. He one-shot killed the JT-88, the Panther II, the T-34, and the Super Pershing. He also secured the kill against the JP2 at the end, when it really mattered. He did a whopping 6,500 damage and earned a stunning 1,363 base XP. For a fight in an Arty, this is truly something remarkable. Also a big shout out to Pet Sounds in this KV-5. He played a blinder of a game, with almost 4k damage and 3 kills. 1,370 base experience are the well-deserved reward. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this fight as much as I did. I think it was fantastic, even if the hero turned out to be a scumbag of the highest caliber. And we have arrived at the end of the video. Take care folks, and I hope to see you next time, here on the Celtic Files.